on to our winners then. On to our winners and losers of qualifying then. And, well, we've kind of just spoken about Alpine. And, yeah, I mean, this guy, 20th, 19th for Ocon, though. 20th for Gasly. We'll get into him in a bit. It's just the car, isn't it? I mean, yeah, okay, we're making him a loser, so to speak. But neither Ocon or this man here Gasly deserved to be last. I mean, that's just tremendously unfair on the back row. But it shows how far Alpine have fallen. They don't seem to have much of a clue, do they? In terms of their car. What is going on at Alpine? I mean, I think if this continues for another 2 or 3 races, you have to start thinking crisis mode for Alpine. I feel not good at all. A massive exclamation mark. They really need to sort it out. Not quite crisis though, but disappointing. Our next guy, yeah. Mr. Hamilton, Lewis Hamilton, really disappointed. I mean, bear in mind, this is the man that FP2, fast, George Russell second. So a Mercedes 1-2 in free practice 2. He just couldn't get it together. I mean, yes, I am calling him a loser because 9th is not really where you expected. I kind of thought he'd at least out-qualify Alonso in both of the McLarens. But he's only a couple of tenths off Russell. But that is the difference this year. That could make the difference. Lewis Hamilton, to be fair, he did come out though, and he did suggest that the reason for his slow qualifying was he sacrificed some of his quality for race pace. So he may well end up, fingers crossed for you Lewis fans out there, being a winner come the race. Let's hope that very much is the case for Mr. Hamilton. I really do. But I think even Lewis may think deep inside, maybe he compromised a bit too much. Starting 9th in the middle of the pack, things happen, don't they? Which we don't want. But the first of our winners, yes, Charles Leclerc. I mean, absolutely fantastic. Beating Perez, doing technically the fastest time in qualifying, didn't he? I mean, let's get into this. Verstappen, his fastest time was a 1:29.179 in Q3. Leclerc in Q2 did a 1:29.165, which would have got him pole. For whatever reason, he was 2 or 3 tenths, between 2 and 3 tenths off that. So just about I win, I think, because he starts on the front row. I wasn't going to give him a loser, but I think he just slides in for me as one of the winners. And also this man here, Mercedes' very own George Russell with his smiling face. Yes, I think he is a winner. Outqualified Lewis Hamilton. He's been making comments, hasn't he, in the press about the car being designed around Lewis Hamilton. Not exactly quote for quote, but he suggested that, which is a bit weird, but he's quite keen to tell people that this was very much the car designed around Lewis Hamilton. So if that's the case, fair play to him. But as we know, in the race could be a very different thing. Hamilton normally goes better in the race than George Russell, and I think George has more to prove this year than Lewis Hamilton does after his very messy, solid-ish but messy 2023. And Max Verstappen, I mean, well done, Max Verstappen. Absolutely fantastic. Big smiles there. On pole, despite doing the fastest time overall, but it was good enough. He didn't make a mistake. Could have done. It's the first time a Red Bull has topped a session in Bahrain this weekend, and it was the right session to top, wasn't it? And a lot of people think now with Leclerc not starting on pole, he's just going to romp off and win because of that amazing race pace. Very likely. Let's be honest, Verstappen is favourite to win the race. And the other guys have to go out and beat him. I mean, Red Bull and Verstappen is getting almost as synonymous as, for example, Mansell and Williams, Senna and McLaren, Schumacher and Ferrari. When you think about it, however good you guys really think Verstappen is, that car-driver combination is amazing. Potentially, in a Mercedes, maybe he won't be Hamilton. Maybe he would. In even cars, it's very difficult to still say who is, I think, the best driver. But best, as I said last year, best driver, best car combination, Verstappen. But not the star of qualifying. No, the star of qualifying was this man, Nico Hülkenberg. Absolutely amazing stuff. I mean, this is a Haas. This is a Haas that everyone thought was going to be at the back of the grid. It wasn't. And then maybe we thought it's the second worst car, but this guy got into Q3. He has also, we believe, sacrificed his Q3 quali run for a new set of tyres at the start. Now, if their quali pace can finally match their race pace in, their potential, that car could be a lot faster, in the hands of Hulkenberg than we think. I mean, Hulkenberg, I think he ended up, doing top 6 time maybe in the in Q2. I think it was about 6th on the top of my head. I mean, amazing. This guy, for me, the star of qualifying, taking what is believed to be the second worst car, putting it into Q3, and with a chance of points in the first race. Absolutely, who would have guessed? Who would have guessed that? So, yeah, deep breath. Absolutely fantastic. But let's get into the rest of the news.